Hello and welcome here, everyone. We are set to go with yet another Indiana Esports Network matchup, this time in the middle school division. I'm very excited to be here. My name is with me is Somi Nomi, and we will be your casters for the upcoming match. Somi, how you doing today?
Well, you can see it's a bit of a different environment for me right now, so a little bit in chaos mode, but we're doing just fine overall.
That's good to hear because we got a fun matchup here today. A best of 3 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate between two squads that are currently undefeated in their own rights. We got the lives of the Greensburg Junior High School going up against Jackson Creek. But before we get a little bit further into that, we want to give a big shout out to those that make this broadcast possible. Starting off with Zotac. Zotac has been awesome so far and helping out with the Esports Indiana Network be able to put on more matches for your viewing pleasure. You can go ahead and show your appreciation for Zotac Gaming by giving them a shout out on social media. Make sure to join their community Discord and don't forget to use the hashtag powered by Zotac or hashtag ZotacUSA when you make a post or any of those hype plays. Again, that is ZOTAC. Now, taking a look, Somi, though, we got matchups galore here. Two teams that are currently undefeated. The Greensburg Junior High Pirates, SSBU Varsity Squad 4-0 here in the crew battles, whereas we're looking on the other side as the Jackson, I believe, middle school squad, currently 2-0.
Yes, Jackson Creek.
Very, very good time for them. And honestly, I'm a little bit worried about how this goes because one of these teams, undefeated so far, has to take a loss at the end of the day, right?
Yes, they will definitely. The big difference maker here, however, is going to be their records as I'm currently looking at it. As it stands, Greensburg is currently 4-0 in the season, while you have Jackson Creek only 2-0, which means one team's had more playtime than the other, and probably is going to have a lot more experience having faced up against several different matches.
Yeah, that is also very fair. Experience-wise, we could be seeing these squads be able to face off quite well, but for Greensburg, I mean, you're sitting there going, okay, let's see them really give us a good show, really show off their strengths so far in this regular season. I mean, the Pirates looking to take just about everything here. Namely, though, I'm curious, what are they actually going to run and what we hope to see in terms of the 4 players stepping up for either side. Somi Nomi, I know you're excited, but the players are even more so as they hop right in the game. And we're set to go. It's a Cloud versus Bowser to start things off.
Well, this is going to be very interesting. I believe last time we saw this when I was with you, the Heavies actually had a real good time against the Cloud player in a prior matchup. So, given that we're going to be going against 2 different setups here, if the internet would play nice.
Yeah, looks like we kind of got kicked out of the match, so I think that means we'll be sitting here waiting to see exactly what happens with it. So it gives us a little bit more time to chat and figure it out. So with the Bowser versus Cloud, like you said, the Heavy's kind of ruled here, but it's always interesting to see exactly who is going to be the step-up moment. I think when we talk about undefeated squads, for me, number 1 is like strength of schedule. How strong are you in particular? And the number 2, who did you face off against? Were they slightly easier opponents? Were they teams that are currently on a losing streak? Things like that. And then after that, it's more about the characters that they run, right? Some of these heavy characters, maybe not exactly the best in the meta. So did you get away with a couple good matches, or were you actually just really good with these heavies?
I mean, that's a great question to have. There is the balance between the 2 setups. I would say Cloud definitely has the advantage when you come to speed and rate of fire, while Bowser's going to have more of that damage impact going into these fights. So it really matters on how you bait the engagements from either player, as Bowser is the slower end, while you're going to be seeing Cloud have some large, wide movements that could really get punished if they do not keep themselves to a tight playing field on the board.
Yeah, well, that is 100% true. We are double checking to see if we can go ahead and hop back in. I think we have messaged some of the teams and seeing if they're more than willing to kind of run it back for us, so that way we can catch all the glory here on the day. And it looks like we are able to. Same sides, same squads here for the Jaguar account. That is going to be Jackson Creek. They're now going to be on the left side of the screen. Just for the moment, though, we will get things kind of traded out here for you. We're going to Final Destination of stage without any platforms. Really, really nice for a Bowser who wants to stay close to the opponent.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely be looking here how you're actually going to utilize your setup in plays, because with Bowser on an open field, you can find yourself to be a very big target here. You don't have any platforms to kind of jump off of or recover with. And right now, Cloud's doing a great job utilizing their distance here against Bowser and setting up for the hit. Whoa, brutal.
All right. Whoever this Cloud player is showing a high proficiency in terms of how they pilot this character. Consistent chains, consistent combos against this Bowser, really juggling them well. Take a look at this. Slash after slash, getting those forward airs, covering the aerials. Make sure this Bowser has to play low, but keeping him at the tip of that sword line. Rough time as Bowser's already at 120 already. It's not a spot you like to be in. Big hit, not going to land. Instead, it's a backer to land. This Cloud is getting everything that you could possibly ask for. Another forward air forces Bowser even further. No spike to come through, but it's enough of a chase. One more strike is there, and that's another stock.
Yes, it is. Seems Bowser's having a really tough time, and I mean, I certainly would be myself. The Jaguars have full control of this environment right now, and you're just seeing them set up hit after hit. Once they get that limit break ready, they immediately utilize it without any waste.
The Jackson Creek squad really looking good so far with their opener. Whoever the starter is powerful here. Nearly a JV3 if they can work it. Great fall from the sky, but it ain't gonna do too much. 130, you're booted off the stage. Cloud doesn't drop a stop.
There you go. The victory fanfare there at the end. I remember it all too well from early YouTube days. Nonetheless, getting those initial 3 out of the gate in quick succession too definitely is going to set a tone for the start of this match here. See if the Pirates can potentially turn this around in their favor.
Yeah, I think for the Pirates, you have to recognize that this is a very, very tough player, whoever's piloting the Cloud. Not only that, they love playing very quick. Maybe you want to match pace with a little bit of a fightier character, and Zero Suit Samus might be one to do so. However, a much lighter character in here, going from one end of that spectrum to the other, this is going to be a rough one. If you get caught in the Cloud combos, you're just gone.
Oh, most certainly you are. As we're now going to be going on in here, let's see what they have to work with here. Samus is going to be on the lighter side of things, right? Going to be able to just play it a bit more distance, as we're seeing them just fight it in the air.
And I love that coverage. Again, for this Cloud, there's no range at all. The limit hasn't been broken once, and that's a quick extra stock. At this point, I'm looking at that 2-0 right there for Jackson Creek, and they are proving why they are undefeated so far.
Yes, sir. As you're going to be seeing here, Samus trying to get some space made for themselves, but they're caught up immediately by Jaguars here. It's just brutal watching, and then you get upset up for the 100% and limit break. It's just, what do you do in this situation?
You hope, really. This Cloud is in a flow state, if you will, and I don't know if this is normal for the squad, but I really hope it is. This Cloud comfortable in the bat down. Currently 60% is all you need, but the aerial blade wrap will take them away, and that's another quick 3.
That is wild to see. I've seen a lot of finishers off the stage, but nothing as brutal as that, and just, it feels like you could block it or stop it, but you just can't.
100% right. It's there is a point where they just take over this match, and they are constantly in your face, and you notice how quick this Cloud player is to stick by you, to consistently look at where you're at. One of the big things for me is saying, okay, look, I got to make some space. If I'm going to use a bit more of the territorial, you know, maybe a little bit more of the range advantage that you want. Maybe some of those projectiles. Luigi ain't a projectile character either, and it's even slower while still having a very light body weight. This Cloud might be looking in for a very comfortable time, but for the Pirates here, Greensburg Junior High hoping to bounce back.
Yeah, now this is one I was not expecting to be seen as a selection here for this stage. Luigi, or I guess Waluigi if you have to go based on the color. But they are somewhat taking a hit here. But I think it'll be a matchup once again as we've seen in the prior two sets.
This Cloud just... I don't understand how they're in such good control. They know every single matchup. Ooh. They're dancing to their own tune. That was a stock? That floated for so long. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, they just got enough damage at the peak of that arch there. Big hit there. And I think this is going to be another stock gone. Just needs one hit to confirm.
Well, this is going to be a whole other story. Out go the grabs. You finally get one. You need to be able to get that stock for this Luigi up at 101. Cloud trying to read this Luigi diving on in, but Luigi very content at staying further away. However, for this Cloud player, they are all blades and win. Look at this, just staying in the center ground, making sure that Luigi has to come to them. You're just looking for that finisher. 120, 130 now, and you know that is a stock threat range, and no Uppy will save you from that low ground. FD claims another.
That they do. I do have to say, that was their first and only miss so far with the limit break by the Cloud. And he's getting pretty close there for the damage taken. Another one just a hair off. It seems Luigi's hitbox is a little unknown to this Jaguar player, but now they're starting to set themselves up again.
Yep. Just one more for this Cloud, already looking at a 9-stock sweep without dropping a single one of your own. Limit tested and sets. One more tick will be good. Blade Slash not going to land, but there is your limit. One good strike will do it. 93. Spend it. Gonna land. Now you're back to ground zero here.
Whoa!
What a chance. Headbutt works well. Full charge on the forward smash. Not gonna land either though. And this, now you are off stage. It's Luigi trying to reach back, and you're too far away from the stage. That is 9 straight for this Cloud.
That it is. Just been on a roll here. The hardest part about Luigi there, as you saw it, trying to get that charge up to shoot over back on the stage actually kills your momentum. You need the up grab.
Ooh. My gosh. This has been a roll and a half. It feels like, and there's another heavy to come on out. There it is. Somi, we are ready to go with the King K. Rool to try and get some wins back here.
Yes. Nice thing about heavy is that they can take a hit. What's real nice about King K. Rool is he has a lot more to his kit than Bowser does. He has a better range, he has an ability to reflect as well, and to recall projectiles that he's thrown.
Well, a little bit of a shift this time. Loving this edge play, but just looking for that guard position, and feels a little bit easy to bait here. Look at this, just constant dancing. Smash not going to land, but out goes the ground one more time. This time it seems like he found it. Quick juggle on the dome. Look for the spike, but low HP. Good reflect back. Counter strike. Lands quite well.
That it does. And what's impressive here is that the Cloud's actually respecting King K. Rool quite a bit. Specifically because of that reflect that he has there. It's the only thing that could really put it explode back into his face.
I mean, I love these wind slashes as well. Nice little parry to come out, but I don't think it's gonna work too much. That belly bump is just waiting to get some value. The crown though sets it up. Nice forward rush. The dash attack. Do some damage. Right back to that ground coverage. On FD, it's a little bit harder to get over. For King K. Rool, getting back on stage is no problem whatsoever. Look for the grab shield, and this time you aren't able to block it. Well done. Cloud able to take their 10th stock in a row.
That they are, but now this could be his first stock down. But he manages to recover there just at the barely on the edge. But that grab's going to be brutal. Finally taking a stock away from the Cloud.
Times least for the Cloud, it feels much more like a challenge. However, there's the juggle game that we've seen before. Down here, tried again for that spike once more. Gonna land, down smash, not landing either for this King K. Rool. It's right back to the ledge, but again, that counter is so good. That just kind of deflecting exactly what Cloud wants to do. Throwing it out a little bit too easily, as that's going to be the suck at the end. Well done. Cloud catches the King K. Rool napping.
And he does. I think the best situation for King K. Rool here is every other block he has to kind of throw in a reflect here. Not just sit there and spam it, because it leaves you as an open target once you're in your cool information of it. There's the send-off, finally has his space, but still playing on this edge very dangerously.
And I think for the King K. Rool, that's your best option if you tried to go toe-to-toe with them in the aggression game. It wouldn't work. There's the grab and the toss. Really well done. Now covering that edge. And you make it happen. No, you cannot. Cloud is right back up, and only one stock left. It's a dangerous game play. One straight hit will take your life. So far, Cloud just looking for that piece, and there it is. Back air clips. I wonder if there's going to be any more. Another hit to come out, and this Cloud is looking better and better. Just needs a final straight hit at 133. Now 142. Forward air. Get that DI that you were looking for. There's almost that finish. One more slash in the air will finish it off. It is the finale that we needed, as Cloud sweeps the entirety of the Pirates.
That is just phenomenal of a player to be able to do that. Now, given you do have the Pirates, they were able to take one stock in it, but at the end of the day, that there was just nothing they could do about this Cloud. I think they're really going to have to take this time going into the next set of series here to really game plan and try to set up some sort of objective going into these next matchups.
Yeah. I mean, there has to be some sort of change, right? Like, this is something in there for the squad of Greensburg. Now, granted, for them, this also might be a really nice test. This is a squad that has been undefeated for quite some time, and I'll always say I'd rather like to see a loss earlier on in the season than later, because if it's earlier on in the season, you're able to kind of practice a little bit more. You recognize what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and you can kind of correct them heading into the playoffs.
No, you certainly can. The one thing you have to be careful of when you're on an undefeated streak through a season is getting humble, developing a hubris to your nature. You always have to make sure that maybe you are the best of the best, but don't settle for just winning because you can. Try to be better. Try to go for more at all times. That's how you keep yourself driven and pretty much encouraged and enjoying the game for a long time.
You are 100% correct, so we'll see if it actually works here. I'm excited because, listen, that first series, so good. Coming in from the side of the Cloud. We got some replays ready to go, and I think it's going to be a treat to watch. I mean, this was just a Cloud clinic from start to finish.
I mean, it certainly was there. You saw the first attempt to try to take control of the center of the field. Wasn't really working out. Then it became just a battle of the edges, and it really became harder and harder to react to. As you can see, Cloud just having that mobility to jump up and around, despite the attempts brought in from different kind of characters, be it light, heavy, medium-sized. Each one had their difficulty facing off against the sword wielder.
Yeah, and this flat stage didn't help either. I mean, FD, Final Destination, is one of the all-time, I want to say, skill check stages. There's no platforms to be able to juggle on. You have to play on this very flat, horizontal plane. And you're just kind of stuck in this position of the opponent's going to crash into you, whether you like it or not. Can you button check him? And I kind of took him to town there. Now, you see the Luigi have a little bit better time in there, just with getting some of the fire burns, but it wasn't enough to actually finish it off. And then, at the very end, the King K. Rool, the only one to actually garner a stock off of this Cloud, got better and better as time went on. So I guess we want to ask, do we send out the King K. Rool first? Because I have a good feeling that the Cloud's going to be opening up once more.
I mean, there's that possibility, right? I think the thing with Luigi that made it a longer match was because of how floaty the character was. Additionally, the Jaguars here were first trying to get a feel of how this King K. Rool played. Once they understood it, be it the first stock, they were able to make a decision and counter into it. So, fool me once, shame on me, right?
Mm-hmm. Spot to be in. Fool me twice, though. Shame on you, and I think Cloud might be able to do that. This is going to be a dance on top here of this Cloud, and will this JCMS squad actually be forced into their next player? I mean, this was just as heavy-handed as possible. It looks like they're set to go. Once again, for Greensburg, they're set up early here. Actually on the other side for the Jackson Creek squad. I believe they're actually looking and wondering, do we want to send out the Cloud again, or do we want to give some of our other players a chance to get a little experience here? Because that's the other side of it. I know one player can sweep, but maybe your other players need to get a little bit of a stretch in their legs.
Oh, most certainly. That would be the most encouraged thing to do, at least from a coach's perspective. Now, if you're going for the statistics that will set you up well in the playoffs, then you can go for the full sweep easily. It really comes down to how well you're doing versus the ability of your players.
Here we go. It is time now on to the Pokemon Stadium side of things. This is a stage that's a little bit more maneuverable. And again, opening with King K. Rool, we mentioned before that this is a style that might actually yield better results. So far, already good damage down onto this Cloud. But now it comes that projectile versus projectile game. Take a look at this. Just the spam on spam on spam. I think both of them just kind of looking at each other like, are we actually gonna fight here? Are we gonna try? Like, what are we gonna do here? Because if it's a spam game, I honestly think the King K. Rool is very content by sitting right here.
Oh, most definitely. Cloud had to get closer because apparently there was a limit to how far that projectile traveled, and the King K. Rool figured that out, which made that funny moment there. But now he's starting to be in the meat of the matter here, center of the stage. I think he actually wants to bait Cloud towards the edge. He wants to play on the far end, so that way he could look for some sort of spike, grab, or send-off.
You can see that as well. I mean, that's a great way to steal away a stock, but so far, this Cloud, reading it like a book, chases him out from the center immediately to the edge. Again, King K. Rool has some of the best recovery, but when you land on top of that sword, it's a whole different story. Another counter to come out, but it doesn't really land. Good grab to attempt. That's 2 in a row, and now you're starting to read it, but there's the counter that we were waiting for. This Cloud has the crown in their hand, but at 158, this King K. Rool liking their chances to survive on this stock.
Yeah, you can hear the sound to throw the item, but they kept juggling it to make you anticipate when they're actually going to do it. The other thing is that they're guarding the crown here so that King K. Rool couldn't get it back. That was a great power through the pain there, and it seems they're just trying to keep their distance from each other for now. King K. Rool looking for the grab, misses it, and this could cost them here. Barely alive. 200%. I think that's the max, is it not?
No. You can go way higher than that. You're looking at close to like 300 or so. But even even the Cloud is a little bit worried about this one. There is always a trick, it feels like, whenever you face off against a King K. Rool. There's that reflect that we were waiting for. And you kind of knew it was coming. Really, really nicely done. And it's all about the timing. There's a pile driver that we were waiting for. Ain't gonna finish him off, but it might be close enough. This Cloud recognizes that he can't get too close. King K. Rool really coming alive here. On top of him, what can you get? There's a grab, another pile driver in the back breaker, actually. You're just watching it get slammed down. Could be enough. So far,
I feel like
neither
I'm watching
falling.
a wrestling
They're still
match.
both on their first stock.
Yeah, it's something else. There it finally goes. You jinxed it just at the end there.
I did. So sorry. It means you. There's a good counter, though, right back in their face. The Clouds in a little bit rougher spot now, losing their first stock much earlier into this set. Of course, the answer back, though, is a big and heavy one. 104 already. Good spot dodge. A little bit low on that recovery. For King K. Rool, you're not worried. Reflect back. Gun out with the cannonball. It's a really soft way to kind of force that Cloud away.
Yep. Yeah, they were looking for that limit break there. They were just waiting for it. And I think that's Cloud's whole shtick, is just building up that limit to be able to unleash it at once on any point of the stage here. Now, I'm surprised he actually took some of those hits from the cannonball so lightly. Typically, the Cloud dodges those fairly easily.
I mean, you've seen it, but I think this kind of game is starting to get into their head a little bit. Trying to play fast and just don't know how to break through comfortably, but there it is. Bit of a spot dodge into the attack. It's a nice one, both playing at the high ground. Good shield out from King K. Rool. Now a toss to the side. All of a sudden, this King K. Rool seems to have some magic. A mistake from the Cloud as they're taken low. Dangers abound here. What a hold on this wind up, but then the counter comes out once more after the stock loss. It's looking better and better. This King K. Rool is looking good.
Yes, he is. I think he's started to learn how this Cloud plays, and it's getting in their head, as you mentioned. It's all about this edge play. It's going to get very dicey here for the K. Rool. Just able to reflect that limit break there. That was a crucial counter that they were able to succeed with, but it was only for so long.
And Cloud coming away with only one stock is much better than it was before. Remember, this was a Cloud that took, I think, 10 stocks before they lost a single one. Now that Cloud is down to a single one, hey, you'll take that all day long.
Oh, easily. That's a new goal for you as a team, is we just got to get this one. We get this one, and it's a new ball game.
So who do they send out, though? That's the big question. Last time we had a King Rool. We had a Luigi, a Zero Suit Samus, and a Bowser.
Yes.
Whoa!
Oh. Okay. Min, huh? I wasn't expecting that.
I mean, that's definitely one way to do it, right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna go ahead and kind of keep you at arm's range. We found that the way to do it is to force you to come close to us. And this is definitely one way to do it. Min has some of the longest reach in the game now. Is it gonna be enough though? Because I think you really did rely with the King K. Rool on those counters. All right, let's go.
We're underway now. Seems Min having a little bit of trouble getting that initial hit. I like the idea of that range kind of whip that they're able to utilize here. The only difficulty is how Cloud just kind of dances around it, keeping his body tight in these dodges here to waste as little movement as possible. Oh. And there it is. First stock off the board.
5 seconds is all they need. A really, really quick one as well. And now they just hunt for one more. You do, you can already steal away 5 total. And again, remember, as I said before, this Cloud took 10 in a row before losing 1. They can very easily do this once more. That's what they're looking for. Meeting of the minds in the center field, but center ground is not your safe point. 105. Right now on this Min, a character that is well known as very light, as that's going to be the second. Another swap as is Min down to their last.
Yeah, this is looking pretty bad here. I think Min might have to try to do some playstyle similar to the King K. Rool we saw earlier, where you kind of keep your distance to be able to play some poke. That way you can set up off of a mistake that Cloud makes, getting overconfident, sending it in, and it looks like we almost had it there. Min's going to have to survive this next encounter to try to see if they can make the comeback for the team.
When you're getting red like that, good spot dodge into the grab, kick flip for style on the forward throw, and then the final limit break. That's going to be 3 more as the Cloud is on the run once more.
Yes. I'd say that was a pretty good attempt, though. All things considered, fairly good attempt. It was really unfortunate seeing those grabs miss each time. I'm not sure if it was the character or how the model works, but it seems like because their whole thing is like a whip, you have to either get them as it's being casted versus being point blank.
Yeah, it's a tough call as out comes the Luigi once more. And I liked your phrasing though. That was a very close one. And remember, all they need is 1. You just need a good few straight hits, even if you have to sacrifice 1 stock for it. there are ways for you to be able to take this last stock and force this Cloud off the stage. See, they pulled off the Luigi last time, had some struggles, but that was on Final Destination. Now we're on Pokemon Stadium, much easier float timing. Let's see it kick off.
Yep. I mean, one of the things I would almost consider here for the side of the Pirates is that you go for a sacrificial play, right? Pretty much take them down with you if you have a character that can do such an action. Bowser, for example, can go for a grab and plummet both players off the side of the stage. Not many people go for it because it isn't something often used. Now, stock one's gone for the Luigi.
Yep, that was a little bit rough. Don't like that one at all. Now you're in this kind of juggle period once more. A little spin, though, to try and get this Cloud out of position, but it ain't gonna work. Neutral B really allows much through. Didn't land any damage, it was close enough to force the Luigi away. Now it's a center stage battle once more. Off to the ledge, Luigi running for the hills, but no, easy tilt, forward tilt. And Luigi is just trying to hunt for their value, but the up B misses, so you land right in front. The up smash gives way. This Cloud is looking for one more strike forward air. Once more, limit break is ready. You catch him on the tail end. There goes the second once more.
Yep. I keep seeing these up attacks here from the Luigi. I don't think you go for those moves. You can get a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but I think you just need to confirm your hits rather than going for these big ones, because it's just at the wrong distance here. You have to be right in Cloud's face, and Cloud does not let you do that. He is such a fast character.
Really is, and there's the dance once more. 91 to 105. How much higher will it go? Quick swing at the wings. Good recovery coming in.
Oh,
good grab on the back throw as well. It's 86. Can the Cloud recover? They are able to. Will the chase work? No, the edge guard misses the Luigi, so instead it's them trying to look for a misfire. It doesn't read well. Go once more. What? An aerial. The projectile lands. And the blades will whirl. That will be the finish of the third. Cloud still on top.
That's a tough one. I think Luigi had the best shot out of everyone we've seen so far, which is a phenomenal thing to say, honestly. Luigi is, again, a character I consider to be more of a combo player, more of a kind of a sneaky kind of character to select, but those that really specialize in him are threats. You must be careful of them.
All right, who's the last character, Somi? Tell me, who are we going to get next?
Let's see. I'm thinking we're going to get the Bowser. I'm definitely thinking it.
Ooh. Okay, I dig it. I listen, I like it too, but it's just like, is it going to happen? Oh my gosh. Protagonist versus protagonist here. Keyblade Master coming to war.
Now, I'm going to make some people mad. Which one's the better game?
You just got canceled, my friend. You straight up just got canceled. You do not pit fandoms against each other like that.
Oh, I will. In this case, I definitely will. I do not care for the Kingdom Hearts myself. Never really.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, you're gone. Banned.
I would rather take Final Fantasy.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, look, the statement has been made. It sounds like Cloud agrees with you. Off to the races we go. Keyblade versus Keyblade. It's just massive. Up B's trying to use that territory with the Keyblade to maneuver around, but Cloud is able to track you just so well. And already we're looking at 81% and more. Another chance to leave us all wide open. No damage on the Cloud right now. And this Sora finally tags out, but it's minimal at best. Zero usage right now of any of the other specials. Just looking for that counter strike at the end. Look at that, 123, the blade charge, and the up B, there it is! A snatch of a stock right away.
Yeah, just going into the background there, like a burnt out firework. I think the biggest problem that the Sora is having here, I think his difference in sword size here. The thing about Cloud is that you're seeing every time he goes for that up attack, it's just a big uppercut. Now, you are seeing a bit of action here coming out from the Keyblade wielder himself now. But once you get above Cloud, that's where things get very, very dangerous here. And this is going to be the setup.
All right. Swap back, quick strike on the back foot. For the chase angle in. Man, that down smash was so good, and what a weight! You land right in front of that pool, and you're just waiting. This Cloud sees so many rare opportunities, looks for the limit strike, and there's the finish. One more strike to go, and it'll be all over. JCMS looking to continue their run of an undefeated streak.
Yeah, unbelievably. So this is just phenomenal performance by this player here. Down to this one stock, everything is on the line to just hold the defensive. Just has to have just a little bit of an opportunity, maybe for the setup, or just trying to finish this fight here. Oh.
It's a harsh way to go, but that's a GG at the end of the day. Well played to Jackson Creek Middle School. SSBU varsity squad take home the victory here on the day.
Yeah, just phenomenal work right there. For everything considered, that was a big effort there from their opponents trying to take down that Cloud. But at the end of the day, he's a protagonist for a reason.
Yeah, the better protagonist, apparently, by your standards, right? That is
Yes,
what
sir.
this Cloud is. And now my question is, where's the limit for the squad? I mean, we have to get credit. Jackson Creek, they didn't show a second, third, or fourth player. It was literally just a Cloud. That makes me terrified. Is this a squad that we potentially see run through the playoffs as well?
Yeah, you totally can have that happen here. And what makes it very difficult is if anyone tries to scout them. You have no reports. In the little time you saw them on camera just now, it was only the one player. So you are going to have to try to dig for anything to be able to get some intel. And if you can't do that, you got to focus primarily on making your players better.
Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do, because this was a wild series. An undefeated squad, 4-0 Greensburg, no slouches in their own right. But now they got a little bit to look forward to and work out of their own if they happen to meet up with Jackson Creek in the playoffs. Rest of the time, though, we are done for the day. Before we go, we want to give a big shout out to those that make these broadcasts possible to showcase all of these amazing players. And we already talked about Zotac. Let's go ahead and talk about LANFest. This broadcast is a part of LANFest Scholastic Esports program, a program that supports this league and many others. Since launching, LANFest has delivered over 300 broadcasts to Scholastic leagues in Washington and Indiana. We provide these broadcasts free of charge to the leagues, schools, and teams we cover. So, of course, your generous donations make this possible. Every $200 raised covers the operating cost for one regular season broadcast. So, of course, if you appreciate our work, scan the QR code on screen and donate today. Again, every single $200 raised covers the operating cost for one regular season broadcast. On top of that one, we want to give a big shout out to League OS Portal. That is, of course, the platform that you want to go to if you want to play esports in college. You can go ahead and search hundreds of collegiate esports programs at portal.leagueos.gg. Scholarships exist for players, shoutcasters, and more, so list every single one of your talents. Verified college coaches are searching the LOS portal right now to find you and many others like you. For IEN students, sign in to manage your prospect profile where your stats are automatically updated while you compete. LOS Portal is free as well, so don't miss your chance to be discovered. Please go ahead and visit portal.leagueos.gg and level up your future. That being said, Sobinomi, thank you so much for staying on the broadcast here. It was a treat to have you with us, although it was a little bit short. Hopefully you and I get to work together in the future as well. We had Console on the control, as well as Mobug Man on that production value, giving us all the beautiful details of this SSBU match. My name is Orbital. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Indiana Esports Network. We'll see you all next time.